All right, good evening and welcome everybody. It's Wednesday, April 26th, 2023 here at precisealgorithmtrading.com. And well, yeah, I guess things are playing out the way we were expecting. Hopefully, well, I can tell you what I think is going to happen. We've got sell signals now in most of the index products, so we got it, and we really got most of them yesterday, but um, they've played out to where I talked about this last night, but the candle happens with the sell signal on it, the true Momo indicator down here, and um, then it closes on the open of the next bar. So we got that on the S&P 500, the E-mini futures, and um, now we're into tomorrow's action that's going on, and it looks like it's down. What I'm expecting actually is probably going to be a bounce. I was expecting more of a bounce today, uh, and then more of a fall. But we got a little bit of a bounce up into the today's candle, and actually I think I unloaded because I set all my trades to close at night, the ones that needed to get out. Um, we got to actually unload them with a little bit of a gain for the day, and then it fell. But what I was looking for was a little deeper pullback to be able to actually enter some bearish trades, and I got some. Some of them I just held my nose and bought, even though it was. I think we're going to get a pullback, and that's going to shake everybody that's like bearish now to want to bail, except we've got all the signals in the world coming down, and I'll show you when we get into the bullish percent indexes that those are looking that way too. They're not all there yet, but we're getting there. So this sell-off, there's a saying that's sell in May and go away. Well, it's almost May, and we'll see if it plays out this year like it does a lot of years. Um, there's nothing. All those sayings, they're only so good. They don't mean much. You got to follow price action and what's going on with the markets. So that's the S&P 500. The well, actually, if you look down here, the S&P went down by 0.38% today. The Dow Industrial Average went down by 0.68%. I don't know why the Russell zeroes out every night, but it's irritating. The Nasdaq went up by almost 0.5%, and that's based on Google's earnings, I believe, for the most part. And then tonight we actually have a rally going on in the Nasdaq, and I think that's because of Facebook or I'm sorry, Meta. So we'll look at Meta real quick, just because, and actually I think, yeah. Um, so we have to change it to 15 minutes, and you have to go into these settings and equities and show extended hours, and there you go. Boom. Facebook went from 208 to 233, so that's going to prop up the Nasdaq probably, although it might just be enough to suck traders in, and that doesn't mean Meta can't go up while the Nasdaq could pull back, so that can always happen. All right, so that's what's going on there. And I'm going to go ahead and look at these charts, even though flipping through the index charts of the E-mini futures might be, hopefully we can do it pretty quick if it cooperates technologically. All right. All right, maybe I won't do that. All right, so we've got sell signals on the Russell as well. We got the Dow. Seems like once it loads once, it's pretty good. I don't know why my stuff is not going away up there, but that's all right. So we got a sell signal on the Dow, and then we look at the Nasdaq. It's the one that's showing relative strength right now, and it has actually been for a little while. But in the scheme of things, it's it's wonky as well. But we might get a buy signal here on the TrueMomo indicator on the daily that could keep this thing rising. So, but right now it's still looking pretty rough. So I'm out of most long positions, and I'm short quite a few things. So something else I was going to show tonight. Looks like oil. What did it do today? It went down 3.34%. I'm going to just look at the USO ETF. Yeah, it went down quite a lot. So we had the sell signal. Technically, well, actually, we had there you go, sell signal on that day, and it's sold off pretty hard since. Now we got a buy signal on the weekly though popping up, so that's interesting. We got a lot of back and forth on this one. All right, and then I was going to show you this down here. So these are it's probably good for especially new people to start looking at things like the sectors. These are the majority of the, well, I'm going to call them all the sectors in the market. Somebody could maybe take me to task on that, but there's more than one exchange traded fund ETF to trade these, but these are all the XLF, XLY, XLB, XLE. I put them all in one watch list, and then I also add IYT just because I like to watch it as a market, and SPX, DJI, and DJT all together. DJT and IYT are pretty much the same thing. But anyways, if you pull those into charts and look at them, you can actually see where the strength is day to day. You can just look at these independently, and I just think it helps. You can also trade these instruments for the most part, at least all the XL products. The IYT does too, and the SPX you can trade, but it's a big contract. So anyways, that's what that is, and we'll flip over to the bullish percent indexes. We go to stockcharts.com, which is a free service, although they have paid services inside of them. And they've moved communication and real estate to the top here, which is a little weird, but I don't know why it got changed recently, but it did. So if you want to, we can look at those, and they work the same way. Real estate rolled over to a column of those, and I don't know what communication's really doing. I don't even know what we'd trade with that, but the industrials rolled over. The NYA no, it hasn't rolled yet, but it's down 3.12% today. The transports, I think, rolled over yesterday, and they went down harder today. The Nasdaq is down 2.32% today. The S&P rolled over, and then we look at I want to look at the OEX first because it's rolled over, and then this is noteworthy because the Nasdaq itself, the CompQ here, hasn't rolled, or I should say, it never rolled up to a column of X's. But here's the NDX, and it's now on a point and figure sell signal, and it's a pretty strong down move, minus 13.46% in a day. So I see further selling, but again, we might see some relief rally before we get that going. So I got that going, and then our automatic trading system, which is really, they're all my favorite things to trade with. This is great because it's already all set up. You don't have to think about it. It trades through the day. All you got to do is make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do. So this is the Dow, and it's been rough for at least half a quarter, which is really this. This is a quarterly look, by the way. These contracts trade quarterly. But it was looking really good for the first half of the quarter, and then it's been going down. But this is the relief that we're starting to see, and I hope that is we see more of that ahead. Here is the 6-month look at that, and all it does is we can just look at a broader picture, and this is 6 months worth of data. This is the Russell 2000, and that's been a little bit back and forth. It's been brutal, really, for the whole quarter. It was feeling okay, obviously, through about halfway through the quarter, and it's still actually fine on a 6-month basis as well. But then the NASDAQ is, again, still, it's going higher. And this is equity. These are equity peaks in our trading, so this isn't like watching a stock chart. It's similar but different, and these green dots over here are new high equity peaks for us in the NASDAQ. So the real trick is getting all these products to go together, but in most cases one offsets the other and you add them all together for the year, and that's what you're trying to do, is get all the gains for the year. And anyway, here's the NASDAQ for 6 months, and it's going higher, and it's still my favorite. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Hopefully my audio is better, and hopefully everybody's living through this. Good. Take care, guys. Good trading, and have a great night.